हेलो हेलो एवरीवन की हाल चाल। वेरी वेरी गुड मॉर्निंग गाइस। क्या बोलती है हमारी पब्लिक। वेलकम टू स्ट्रीम। तो गाइस आज हम करेंगे डेफिनेटली करेंगे अच्छा खासा नए ट्रक के साथ हमारा मिशन शुरू। बस जल्द से जल्द स्ट्रीम को लाइक कर दो। So, this is एक्सपेंसिव लेंगे ब्रो। 540 हॉर्स पावर। डिफरेंशियल कितना रखना है? 12 will be best, I guess. It's efficient also. कलर तो मस्त दिख रहा है, कलर में प्रॉब्लम। येलो भी मस्त दिख रहा है, ब्लैक ना रेड बहुत भी ठीक है। रेड कलर बहुत यूज हुआ है, रेड नहीं लूंगा। तो मिस्टिक ओशन भी मस्त है, लेकिन हम ऊपर वाले अच्छा था, थोड़ा सा नॉर्मल भी लगाएंगे। एरियो 2 लगाएंगे, किसी मॉडिफिकेशन करेंगे। क्या लगाना है? हॉर्न पे हॉर्न लगाना है क्या? ऊपर लगाया जाए। अरे वो कस्टम मोड का आ गया हमारा इधर। स्क्रीमर बकवास। सर हम किसको बिठाएंगे बताएंगे? ये बुच्चे को बिठाएंगे। टेंडर को लगाएंगे। टेंडर इतना अच्छा नहीं लग रहा। लग रहा है पूरा कस्टमाइज करेंगे। फिर कैमरा, आप ही कैमरा है, स्टॉक इधर है। कैमरा क्या है? क्रोम फिनिश पेंटेड कैमरा अंदर ही ठीक लगेगा। पेंटेड कैमरा पहले आगे का मॉडिफिकेशन तो बकवास। प्लास्टिक इधर तो ग्लॉसी क्रोम तो है, ग्लॉसी तो में पेंटेड एरो ग्लॉसी पेंटेड बम्पर लगाएंगे। इधर क्या कस्टमर नॉर्मल अच्छा लगेगा इधर। यस सर, नॉर्मल इंडिविजुअल लाइन तो भी एलईडी दिखाएंगे। पेंटेड पे इधर आई थिंक आगे का हो गया है। इधर नीचे कुछ खाना लगाने क्या लगाना है इधर? स्क्रीमर लगाएंगे और थोड़ा प्रकाश के लिए लगाएंगे। ऊपर का स्क्रीमर हटा देते हैं हम लोग, स्क्रीमर ऊपर भी है ना, इससे अच्छा इधर क्या लगाएंगे? इधर ऑन लगा दिया, टॉप इधर तो थोड़ा एरियोडायनामिक्स इंप्रूव करते हैं। पेंटेड एरियो टॉप, टायर चेंज करेंगे भाई, हाई क्वालिटी महंगा डालेंगे इस बार, देखते गाड़ी कैसे चलेंगी हमारी, ये मेरे को नहीं समझ। ओके एग्जॉस्ट सिस्टम नहीं, जी इतना कुछ मॉडिफिकेशन नहीं है, जो था इधर ही था। हाँ टायर चेंज कर, महंगे टायर्स डलवा दिए गाइस। कैमरा तो अंदर लगाया हमने। क्या बोलती पब्लिक, कोई आया है क्या चैट? जल्द से जल्दी बोलो हमारा ट्रक कैसा लग रहा है। इसका मैसेज आया, इसका मैसेज भी आया। इधर हॉर्न में हमने, अरे क्या किया मैंने, जस्ट फक मैन फक। थंडर इधर लगा है, तो दूसरा वाला थंडर लगा है। आई होप कौन सा भी देखो, एक तो ये इमेज है, ग्रे हमें मिला है अभी। इस लायन है क्या, यही तो चेंज हुआ है, यही अच्छा लग रहा है। इंटीरियर्स में क्या है, डैशबोर्ड, फिर एयर फ्रेशनर, वाइकिंग्स का हेड लगाएंगे, अच्छा लगता है। कुछ लगाने के लिए इतना खास ज्यादा अंदर से डिजाइन नहीं करता। लेजर अच्छा लग रहा है कि इंडिविजुअल लेजर लग क्या, पर ड्रैगन लगाया। ये हो गया। कप होल्डर में क्या है, वाटर रखेंगे, एक्सक्लूसिव लगाएंगे, इस लाइन स्टैंडर्ड ठीक है भाई, हमको कुछ और इधर भी हॉर्न लगा है। अरे भाई कैसा लगेगा इधर हॉर्न, क्या क्या करते हो डैशबोर्ड पे, क्या देखते गाइस हमारा ट्रक कैसा चलेगा। अंदर से कुछ लगाने को क्या करना, इतना खास तो नहीं लग रहा है, थोड़ा इन्होंने कुछ अलग चीज करना चाहिए। हाँ इधर लटकाएंगे, ये अच्छा लग रहा है। Confirm, let's go, expense to purchase हमारी ट्रक के बारे में हो चुका है। परचेज। लेट्स गो गाइस, देखते हैं हमारा मेन का ट्रक कैसा लगेगा। इसका पर स्ट्रीम को लाइक कर दो। लेट्स गो लेट्स गो। फ्रंट रो भी चला के देखेंगे। सीटेड पोजीशन पहले हमारे नैरो पोजीशन पे सीट आगे खींचेंगे। दिस विल बी गुड आई गेस। तो ओके दिस इज गुड। लेट्स गो। ये अभी पक्का 3 months लिखिएगा। ठीक है, आवाज इतना कुछ है नहीं अंदर से। ओके नॉट प्रॉब्लम। अभी देखते कैसा गाड़ी का आवाज है। कांच खोल लेते ब्रो। लेट्स गो लेट्स गो। ओके ओके। इतना कुछ खास नहीं लग रहा है। ये क्या है? इसकी जरूरत पड़ेगी रिमेनिंग रेंज। तो जूम करा तो नीचे देखना आना चाहिए। जरा टिल्ट करता हूँ मैं अपना face। क्या दबाया? ओके इट्स नाउ गुड। हाँ वो कैमरा कहाँ गया हमारा? भिंडी। इधर तो फ्रंट वाला कैमरा था। कहाँ पे कैमरा है क्या इधर? नहीं है। ये हुआ नॉर्मल नहीं है। गाड़ी भी कांच बंद करके देखते हैं कैसा लग रहा है।
Turn right.
इसे हम जा कहाँ रहे हैं? इतना दूर क्यों लेके जा रहे हैं हम? मैंने क्यों इधर पॉइंट सेट? गाड़ी बहुत ही हिल रही है बे। इतना पावर कहाँ से आया? फ्रंट का कैमरा इधर दिया और उन्होंने कैमरा ही दिया नहीं। मैं जाओ क्या? कंस्ट्रक्शन चालू है। गाइस क्या कौन सा मिशन करना है बोलो? मुझे आगे का कैसा दिखेगा? कैमरा ही नहीं है इधर। चलो guys, our mission is starting now. Let's go. ओके प्राइस पर डिस्टेंस बोल रहा है कितना मिल रहा है? बहुत पैसा मिल रहा है। मेरे को ये चलाने में बोर हो रहा है अभी। ये रास्ते मेरे को नहीं अभी। ये रास्ते भी बोर हो गए। ओके ओके इसको अतरंगी ये लेते हैं। इधर भाई सब बड़ी कर लेंगे भाई हम। मेरे को ये रास्ते बहुत पसंद है। अंधेरा उधर ज्यादा होता है ना तो। गाइस कल हम माइनक्राफ्ट स्ट्रीम करेंगे तो स्टे ट्यून ब्रो। या चैट चैट स्टे ट्यून। कल माइनक्राफ्ट लेंगे हम लोग। ऐसे भी खेल सकते हैं। ये गाड़ी बहुत ही हिल रही है। ये क्या लगा है? अच्छा हाँ, ये गाड़ी बंद करता। कैमरे में नहीं आता ये सब। तो ट्रक कॉन्फ़िगरेशन में जाकर कस्टमाइज करना पड़ेगा। घंटे का कैमरा है, कुछ नहीं दिखा रहा। F4 को मुझे बीकन बीकन चला देगा। ओके लेट्स गो गाइस, लेट्स गो। बार बार क्यों चेंज हो रहा है?
Turn left. Get ready to turn left.
लेफ्ट तो लेना है, लेफ्ट।
Turn left.
मुझे जाने तो। ये बीच में से क्यों रोकता है? मेरे को ही नहीं समझ। आगे मेरे वो मिडल से तो गया ही आगे, तो काहे को रुकने का बीच में? ऐसा ही ये लोग करते नहीं है। तेरे को क्यों जाने दो?
Keep left. And then turn left. Turn left.
ऐसा हम ट्राई करेंगे हमारे ट्रक कोई भी नुकसान ना हो, क्योंकि लगी पड़ी है। भाई इस गाड़ी का मूवमेंट बहुत ही हिल रहा है ब्रो। मैं स्टीयरिंग इतना है, अपना स्टीयरिंग बहुत स्मूथ रखा है। ट्रैफिक लग गई हो। अब क्या करेंगे? ये कौन सी नदी है गाइस? कहाँ पहुंचे हम लोग? चैट्स।
Go straight.
ओ, ब्रेकिंग बहुत गंदी है भाई इस पर। एक्सपेंसिव व्हील्स लगाए फिर भी इतना अच्छा खासा उसका ट्रक।
At the roundabout, take the first exit.
तो भाई मेरे को जाने दो।
Exit now.
गाड़ी बहुत ही सुंदर है। बम्पी बम्पी कर रहे ना गाड़ी, ऊपर नीचे ऊपर नीचे। आई लव घाट्स। घाट्स रोड पसंद है। चैलेंजिंग भी होता है। ओ, लिमिटेड।
Get ready to turn right.
क्या मस्त बिल्डिंग है बे। टूरिस्ट
Turn
स्पॉट।
right.
वन वे रोड है ना। ओ शिट ब्रो। नजारा देखो गाइस। क्या मस्त नजारा है। क्या व्यू है।
Turn right.
बिल्कुल बीच में रुका है। टाइम वेस्ट कर रहे हैं। जूम जूम आउट करने वाला हूँ। मेरे को लोड करना पड़ेगा। यही अभी फाइनल। चैट 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 क्या बोलती है हमारी चैट। चैट है भी या नहीं। सब लोग बिजी अपने काम।
Turn right.
Motherfucker गबरू मैं जानता। मैं तो नहीं जानता। इश्क ने तेरा ने जान। टाइटल चेंज करना पड़ेगा गाइस। कोई नहीं देख रहा मैं। भाई गेस तो को बहुत नींद आई है। क्या डेंजरस टर्न है वे। बिना ट्रेलर होके भी इतना डेंजरस फील हो रहा है। ये भाई इम्प्रूवमेंट किए हैं ETS वाले। भागा कर कुछ फायदा नहीं है। फील भी नहीं हुआ था। वो कुछ मॉड्स आते ना। मैप मॉड्स उसकी तरह लग रही है। पर इसमें बहुत डिटेलिंग है, उसमें सेम टू सेम कॉपी पेस्ट कर। ज्यादा कुछ डिटेलिंग अपने एनवायरमेंट कोर्स साइंस इतना कुछ नहीं रहा। ओ नाइस। इस रास्ते पे मैं क्या पूरी जिंदगी चलाऊंगा इस। इधर इधर रुक के भी फोटो ले सकते हैं, पता है ना, मस्त बना है।
Get ready to turn left.
अबे भीड़ का चालान कटा मेरा, क्या है ब्रो। इतना
Turn
धीरे तो चला
left.
रहा था मैं। क्या मस्त जगह है बे। वो रास्ते ओपन होना चाहिए। बस के लिए भी बनाया है उन्होंने रास्ता, इसमें तो मजा आएगा भाई। बस बस के लिए इधर मोड़ होगा तो। स्पीड लिमिट, कोई बात नहीं, कोई बात नहीं, आराम से चलाए। क्या हुआ मेरे को दिखा नहीं इतना स्पीड लिमिट है। गाड़ी बहुत हिल रही है, चल ही नहीं रही। क्या क्या हुआ है, क्या पता। झटके मार रही है वो। ओ काफी। थोड़ा सा एआई, इसमें एआई बोर्ड जरा अच्छे खासे इनहेंस होना। इस टाइम भी कभी कभी उनको मतलब ट्रेलर घिसता है ना, इसलिए कभी कभी ऐसा उनके लेन में जाना पड़ता है, तो क्या करते हैं वो लोग, उधर ही रुकते हैं। मुंह के सामने कुछ हलचल भी नहीं करते वो। समझ रहे हो मैं क्या बोल रहा हूँ। प्रोफेशनल ड्राइवर वैसे ही चला। अभी मेरा जो ट्रेलर है अभी इसमें, वो ऐसे ही है, मतलब मेरे को उनके लेन में जाना ही पड़ेगा। ये तो गड़बड़ हुई ना भाई। नॉर्मल ट्रेलर हो तो ठीक था।
Get ready to turn left.
अबे सोना है मेरे को, नींद आई मेरे को इतने जल्दी।
Turn left.
उधर है क्या नींद, नींद पूरी हो जाए। क्या करते हैं पहले जॉब ले लेते हैं।
Get ready
ओ
to
भाई
turn
क्या
left.
नजारा है भाई, क्या व्यू आ रहा है। बस बस।
Turn
अरे अरे अरे
left.
अरे 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 भाई, अरे भाई, अरे भाई, नजर हटी, दुर्घटना घटी।
Get ready to turn right.
सोने की जगह कहाँ है, शायद से यही है।
Turn right. You have arrived at your destination.
है, हमें मिल सकता है। क्या क्या ले सकते हैं इसमें। इसको चार पहिए, चार पहिए, दो पहिए वाले लेके जाते हैं, क्योंकि उससे क्या होगा, इजी टू टर्न हो जाएगा। ज्यादा दूर बोले ना फिर वो बहुत बकवास लगता है। रेड कलर लेके जाएंगे, रेड। ज्यादा पहिए होता ना तो चलने को मन नहीं करता। इधर है लोकेशन। वो मशीन कटिंग से। चल रहा है, जोड़ लिया। पैसा जोड़ लिया मैंने। पकड़ा जोड़ लिया मैंने। बात। तो क्या करते भी पता है क्या हम? देखो इधर से हमें जाना है। तो भी रात में ट्रैवल करना बेस्ट रहेगा क्या? शायद से नहीं रहेगा। देखते ही। टाइम निकल गया फिर भी चलेगा। घुमाएंगे भाई तो। जा रहा है। इधर से आए आते तो नहीं जा सकते गाड़ी। तो रास्ता ही बंद है। चलो यार 40 सेकेंड।
Turn left.
क्योंकि अभी बजे 3:50। अरे जो स्लीपिंग का एरिया था ना। वो हो गया। चला ज्यादा टाइम के लिए सोते हैं। क्योंकि सुबह तो मजा आएगा चलाने में। वैसे टाइम कितना बचा है? 25 आवर्स में पहुंच जाएंगे भाई। इट्स गुड।
Get ready to turn right.
इधर भी ऐसे गाड़ी आना चाहिए। तो अकेले यार। भाई
Turn
नीचे।
right.
नीचे रोड होना चाहिए ब्रो। क्या मस्त व्यू आ रहा है देखा। क्या मस्त है। हाँ। भाई ये तो दो ही है। इधर नीचे जाने के लिए भी रास्ता है। पर हम नहीं जा सकते। जाने को मिलना चाहिए भाई वैसे। आई देखो अभी कैसा विलेज है पूरा। तो विलेज रोड से रहेंगे ना तो और मस्त लगेगा।
Get ready to
स्विट्जरलैंड में
turn
वैसे
right.
रोड है पर इधर दिया ही नहीं उन्होंने। हाईवे दिए, हाईवे, हाईवे।
Turn right.
जाने प्यारे लाडले, मेरे को टर्न करने के लिए इतना टर्न रेशियो रहना पड़ता है फिर। इंजन ब्रेकिंग पे चलाएंगे गाड़ी अभी, ये बहुत सारा शार्प बना रहे हैं। इतना डाउन हिल से ना, इतना में
Get
इंजन
ready to
ब्रेकिंग
turn
रेडर
right.
ऑन किए फिर भी
Turn right.
जिप लाइन का है। अरे ये वीडियो का इंजन ब्रेकिंग ही हो रही नहीं, सिर्फ आवाज आ रहा है कुर 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 कुर। इंजन ब्रेकिंग से क्या होगा, अगर डाउन हिल पे हो तो जो हमारे ट्रक्स में मोस्टली एयर प्रेशर रहता है ना, इससे ब्रेक लगता है। अगर बार बार ब्रेक लगाया तो प्रेशर जीरो हो जाएगा। प्रेशर आने, एयर प्रेशर वापस फिल होने में बहुत टाइम लगता है, 1-2 मिनट का। तो उससे क्या होता है, अगर एयर प्रेशर जीरो हो गया तो ब्रेक लगता नहीं है, ऐसा सीन हो जाता है। फिर क्या करेंगे हम लोग, इसका सबको ठोक ठोक के जाएंगे। इससे अच्छे जितना कम ब्रेक यूज करो उतना अच्छा है। ज्यादा हेवी ब्रेक्स मारा, जोर से मारा, ज्यादा बार बार मारा, ब्रेक्स लगते नहीं बाद में। ओके ओके। अभी क्या अब किल्स आ रहा है उधर लेक। खिड़की हंस जानी सयानी। अरे ये गाड़ी कितने टाइम से बंद पड़ी यार, पुलिस वाले कहाँ गए? थोड़ा वाइड जाना पड़ेगा। अबे वो सड़ी का रुकता भी नहीं है क्या यार। हॉर्न बजाए फिर भी नहीं रुका है। टर्न में वैसा करना पड़ता है। तो मेरी गाड़ी चढ़ेगी कहीं? क्या बड़े, ट्रेलर छोटा है इसलिए कोई बात नहीं इसमें। ट्रेलर बड़ा हो तो फिर बहुत इम्पॉसिबल है। मैं इंतजार कर रहा हूँ जो कब बस चलाने को मिलेगी इसमें ऑफिशियल। अरे अरे अरे, ज्यादा ही टर्न ले गया। गाड़ी पलट भी सकती है।
Get ready to turn right. Turn right.
जाओ क्या मैं, थैंक यू। तेरे लिए नशा, कितनी की स्पीड है? कल से शुरू होने वाली है F1 सीरीज 2020। ये रोज लाइव देखने वाला हूँ मैं रोज। 3,000 रुपये खर्च किए मैंने सब्सक्रिप्शन लेकर। यू नो गाइस, यू नो, आई होप यू नो, F1 टीवी का सब्सक्रिप्शन ले लिया है हमने। हम कल से सब कुछ देखेंगे, प्रैक्टिस 1, प्रैक्टिस 2, प्रैक्टिस 3, जब स्प्रिंट, क्वालिफाइंग, स्प्रिंट, रेस, ग्रैंड प्री सब देखेंगे भाई। मिस नहीं करेंगे, सुबह हो रात हो, रात के 3-4 बजे हो, फिर भी हम ये देखेंगे। अभी फिलहाल 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 अभी हो रही है चर्चा कि ऑस्ट्रेलियन ग्रैंड प्रिक्स, चाइनीज ग्रैंड प्रिक्स और जापानीज ग्रैंड प्रिक्स में हम देख सकते हैं। मतलब सुबह का ही टाइम है, किसी का 7:30-8 बजे शायद से। अरे अरे,
Keep
ऑलमोस्ट
right.
क्रैश होते होते गाड़ी क्या बीच बीच में रोक रहे हैं। गाड़ी चलाने को नहीं आती है। जापानीज ग्रैंड प्रिक्स सुबह देख सकते हैं, चाइनीज ग्रैंड प्रिक्स भी सुबह 10:30 ऐसे कुछ टाइम है, तब देखने वाला हूँ मैं। ऑस्ट्रेलियन ग्रैंड प्रिक्स का कुछ तो बहुत जल्दी शायद से टाइमिंग, या लेट बोल सकते। मजा आएगा इस सीजन में, बहुत कुछ होने वाला है। आई एम वेटिंग फॉर दैट। ऐसे नहीं कि मैं सिर्फ मैक्स वर्स्टेपन, चार्ल्स लेक्लेयर, हैमिल्टन, और कौन कौन है, आइजैक हजार, यूकी सुनोड़ा तो उसको ऐसे ही रखा है वापिस। और कौन 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 है, सर्जियो पेरेस वापिस आ गए, बोटलास वापिस आ गया है, मतलब उसको रेस में मिल गए चांस। फर्नांडो का लास्ट ईयर होगा शायद से इस बार। सब सर्किट का सब नॉलेज है मेरे को। ऐसे नहीं कि मैं सिर्फ रेस देखता हूँ, जो जीता उसको। पैसा भी लगाना है ब्रो, पैसा। पैसा लगाएंगे इसका पैसा। जल्दी से जल्दी स्ट्रीम पे डबल टैप करके लाइक कर दो फास्ट। इस कमेंट में बताओ कि आपको भी फार्मूला 1 पसंद है या कौन सा भी स्पोर्ट्स, मोटर स्पोर्ट्स। ऐसा मत बोलो कि सिर्फ मेरे को क्रिकेट का नॉलेज है। क्रिकेट क्या, अभी बोर हो गया क्रिकेट। उसको जाने देते हैं, दो दो लेन काबू कर ले। खुद गोरी का डिस्कवर। ओ भाई, ओवर स्पीडिंग ओवर स्पीडिंग। नहीं जाओ इधर। अरे मैं कर रहा स्पीड कम ब्रो। अरे अरे, ओ भी ठुक जाता मैं उसको। ऑलमोस्ट क्रैश ब्रो, ऑलमोस्ट क्रैश। ओ fuck। मेरे को बहुत जोर की लगी है इसमें, आता हूँ हल्का होके।
At the roundabout,
स्पीड कभी
take
भी
the
अचानक
first
कम
exit.
हो रही है। स्पीड बढ़ा रहे
Keep right. Exit now.
इतना महंगा मैंने क्या बोलते टायर्स लगवाए हैं, और ये टायर्स का कुछ कमाल नहीं है। ब्रेकिंग नहीं है इसमें, आज बात बिल्कुल ब्रेकिंग नहीं है। ऑफ रोडिंग के लिए शायद ये ब्रेक ब्रेक क्यों नहीं आगे जा रहा। रुको गाइस, आया मैं। आया आया, एक सेकेंड रुको। Let's go guys, I'm back. Sorry for late. जिम में बहुत पानी पिया ना मैंने, उससे क्या हो गया पता है? बहुत मेरे को प्यास प्यास ही बोल रहा हूँ, बहुत जोर की लगी। ट्रैफिक किया क्या मेरे पीछे? ओह फक, सॉरी गाइस। ट्रक वाले भैया जरा को जोर की लगी थी ना, खींच ले। इधर से जाना है क्या हमें? आई गेस मैं तो अभी सीधा ही जाता भाई, मेरा ध्यान नहीं था आगे। देखो भाई, इधर बस स्टॉप है, मतलब हमें बस जल्दी जल्दी और जल्दी जल्दी मिल जाएगा अगले साल तक, मतलब इस ईयर के एंड तक। लेकिन स्पीड लिमिट है 40 से, बस वो क्यों चला रहा हूँ?
At the roundabout, take the third exit.
तो जाने का ये ट्रेलर को
Keep
कोई
right.
डैमेज नहीं दे सकता। कीप राइट का एक रे बाबा। अरे अरे रुक जा भाई।
Exit now.
उनको दिखता नहीं क्या मैं इतना बड़ा ट्रेलर लेके गया हूँ, पर सीधा घुसना पड़ता है मेरे अंदर। इसकी ब्रेकिंग पहले से बहुत खराब है भाई, मेरे को नहीं लगता हम टाइम पे पहुंचेंगे। 10 आवर का गैप है, ऊपर से वो बोट से भी जाना है, तो बहुत बहुत टाइम लगेगा ये। क्या को बीच में रुका रहे भाई, फाइन डाला। इधर से गया तो उस तरह से निकलूंगा मैं, जाओ क्या मैं वैसा कर? नहीं, हाँ ठीक है, वही वो। अगर मैंने राइट डाला तो ये तब तक निकल जाएंगे यार। पीछे कितने जगह है मेरे को देखो। बैटरी की गाड़ी। दिस इज शॉर्टकट ब्रो। IQ, my IQ level is so high bro। क्या मस्त दिमाग लगाया मैंने। ट्रैफिक में अटकने से अच्छा है इधर से ऐसा टर्न लेके जाओ। देखो अभी भी अटका पड़ा है।
Recomputing.
ए गांडू लोग, तेरे को टर्न लेने को नहीं आता है। ओ आओ, ओ पाक, मेरे को लगा अभी जस्ट क्रैश हुए हम लोग। इजी पीजी ब्रो, लेट्स गो। टाइम वेस्ट होता अभी भी, देखते पीछे। अब हाँ, अब तक क्रॉस नहीं किया है भाईंदर ने। क्या बोलने का भाई को, 500 मीटर में आगे आ भी है। ट्रैफिक में रुका रहे, अक्कल नहीं है भाई। हम्म। ट्रक वाले भैया गाना चला। गाइस बताओ कि आपको ट्रक सॉन्ग सुनना है क्या? आपको मैं मजे में गाना सुना सकता हूँ, मेरे का कोई ऐसा इंटेंशन नहीं है आपको बोर करें। तो जो इंडियन रोड ट्रक सॉन्ग्स ड्राइवर सुनते वो लगाओ क्या? आप बताओ, जल्दी से जल्दी बताओ। चेक पॉइंट आ गया ब्रो। क्या था? अरे ट्रक के लिए
Finding
उधर
new
था।
route.
ठीक है, इधर से जाएंगे ब्रो। हमारा आईक्यू लेवल बहुत मस्त है।
Rerouting.
हम थोड़ी कमजोर हैं। मेरा कई सड़ा ला अंदर। इसे मैंने थोड़ा सा रूल्स तोड़ा है, पर ठीक है, कोई चेंज। कौन सा देश है ये? मेरे को फुल क्यों दिख रहे हैं आग? क्या बोलते हैं उसको? आधा लोटस लग रहा है मेरे को। और वो मैराथन के लिए भागते हैं ना, वो हाथ में पकड़ के, वो लग रहा है मेरे को। ड्रैगन बीच बीच में ऐसा लग रहा है, ड्रैगन भी है। हाँ। क्या मेरा दिमाग पढ़ रहे हो? अकबर भैया जल्दी चलो। लेट हो गए हम लोग। तो साइड वाला मिरर नहीं लगाया क्या? ये ट्रेलर ठुकने की वजह से तो इतना धीरे धीरे लेके जाना हुआ। यार मेरे को आगे जाने दो। क्या डॉक्यूमेंट चेक करेगा तू? सब क्लियर है। ओ हो हो। भाई मेरे को जाने दे आगे। हाँ, रुक जा रुक जा। थैंक यू। वे क्या है? कंप्यूटिंग क्या दिखा रहा है?
Finding new route.
काइको रे भाई, न्यू रूट काइको फाइंड कर रहा। कहाँ जा रहे हैं मेरे को भी नहीं पता है। पहली बार ये रोड एक्सप्लोर कर रहा मैं। मेरे को चांस ही नहीं मिला ये रोड एक्सप्लोर करने
At the roundabout, take the first exit. Exit now.
ये कौन सा रास्ता जाते हैं भी अंदर? इन्होंने इधर ब्लॉक नहीं किया है वो तो जो क्रॉस साइन रहते हैं। वो रास्ता उधर की है शायद। फॉरवर्ड क्या बोलते हैं, घुमाने के लिए ठीक है रास्ता। सारी उम्र भर पल भर जिंदगी। जा भाई जा। मैं अपने स्पीड लिमिट में भगा रहा है, क्योंकि मुझे भरोसा नहीं है मेरे ट्रेलर के ऊपर। कभी भी पलट सकता है स्पीड में। ट्रक का भी स्टेबिलिटी इतना ठीक नहीं है।
At the roundabout, take
ओ
the second exit.
ओ
Exit now. कितना At
राउंड
the
अबाउट आ
roundabout,
रहा है?
take the first exit. Exit now.
हाँ, पता है एग्जिट। आगे भी वापस सिखाने वाला है। आई गेस। वैसे हम कहाँ तक पहुंचे हैं? ओके ओके, हम पास ही आ गए। पहुंच जाएंगे ब्रो। जरा उन लगा भाई, 4 बजे। हाँ ठीक है, मतलब हम रात में ट्रेवल करेंगे मोस्ट ऑफ ऑल टाइम। कहाँ दिया, तूने क्या किया? इतना ट्रैफिक क्यों है बे?
At the roundabout, take the
ओ,
first exit.
देखो गाइस क्या मस्त बिल्डिंग लग रही है इधर। ये हुई ना असला इटली, टर्की, जो भी है। कहाँ पे हम लोग? कौन सा मैप है गाइस? देखो हम लोग इस साइड पे हैं। जो भी मैप होगा वो मेरे को बताओ। मस्त लग रहा है। ये क्या बेच रहा है? बॉटल्स? बेच तो बेचो, अच्छी बात है। कैफेटेरिया एरिया है उधर। ओ सॉरी, मैं फुटपाथ पे रुका। मुझे माफ करो, मैं जा रहा हूँ। सॉरी फॉर पेडेस्ट्रियन। टर्न क्यों नहीं कर रहा इधर? भगा भगा भगा।
Exit now.
कितने की स्पीड लेना चाहिए?
Keep left.
लेफ्ट बोला वो।
At the roundabout, take the second exit.
पेडेस्ट्रियन के लिए रुक। चलो, अभी मेरे को जाना पड़ेगा भाई। रुक जा। अबे किसको ठोका अभी मैंने? गांडू दिखता नहीं तेरे को? दिखता नहीं मैं आ रहा हूँ? येड़ा, येड़ा कुठला? हाय।
Exit now.
कुची टू नाउ। अरे अरे, जल्दी चलो जल्दी चलो। हम्म। ये तुमने क्या किया? बड़ी रोड्स पसंद है भाई चलाने में। ज्यादा ओपन वर्ल्ड नहीं हुआ है अभी तक। छोटे छोटे रास्ते भी एक्सप्लोर करना आना चाहिए। गेम का मैप अलग रखो, इन रियल लाइफ का थोड़ा सा अलग रखो। तो समझा? एग्जैक्ट मत रखो, पर एक्सप्लोर करने को दो। वो बहुत बड़ी चीज है। ओ इधर खेती, उधर सूखा खेती। मस्त मस्त। मिडिल ईस्ट, ये भी ओपन होना चाहिए। पता है यूरो ट्रक सिमुलेटर है फिर भी। मिडिल ईस्ट के साइड पे, उधर रेगिस्तान रेगिस्तान। हम्म, ओ हो क्या मस्त है। मस्त मस्त। मस्ट ट्राई दिस मैप, आई लव दिस मैप सो मच। का मैसेज? कोई देख रहा है, कोई नहीं देख रहा, कोई बात नहीं, मैं स्ट्रीम करता रहूंगा। हिंदी प्रॉपर काय करायचं माहिती? 80 पण नाही स्पीड, काय बोलाय का? हॅलो हॅलो चालवून कसं पोहोचून मी? आय थिंक वी आर ऑलमोस्ट देयर. यस डूड, हियर वी गो अगेन। 1 घंटे में पहुंच जाएंगे पूरा घर। अब स्पीड लिमिट बढ़ा सकते हैं। ये लोग अंदर घुसते हैं, मेरे को लेफ्ट आने, कुछ भरोसा नहीं है भाई उनका, तब मुंह पाएंगे लोग। अब मेरे को वापिस अपने रास्ते जाने। अरे अरे स्पीड लिमिट कब आई? कहाँ भी कुछ भी स्पीड
At
लिमिट
the
आ।
roundabout, take the second exit.
ओह,
Exit now.
हम्म। ओ हो।
Keep right.
राइट पेज है ना मेरा? क्या ही तूने क्या किया? इतना रियलिस्टिक फील हो रहा है ना इधर, इस रोड पे। वाइब्स आ रही, वाइब्स, वाइब है, वाइब है। फुटपाथ, कोई मत रास्ते में बीच में आओ। इधर फुटपाथ में लोग चलने को होना चाहिए ब्रो, तब रियलिस्टिक और लगेगा। एरिया बहुत ऐसा कवर नहीं है, चल के जा सकते हैं वैसे देखा जाए तो एक ऑप्शन रहता है हमारे इधर। इसकी लिमिट बता देना। ओ, नैरो रोड एक्सप्लोर किया है शायद, ये रास्ता इस पर आ गए हम, दिख रहा है। सीधे ही जाते, राइट साइड पे गाड़ियां रहती है भाई, हम तो नहीं चला सकते राइट। ये लास्ट वीक ही क्या, लास्ट वीक इस रोड पे हम आए थे, आई नो दैट। कोई पीछे से ओवरटेक वीवरटेक तो नहीं करना था।
At the roundabout, take the second exit.
ओ ओ ओ, fuck man, what are you doing man? Are you police or you will
Exit
be
now.
driving like a idiot man? This is not fair man. Drive slowly man. It is not your home man. ट्रक को डैमेज भी मीन्स तभी लास्ट में देखेंगे हुआ है कि नहीं। मोनाको तरह जैसा लग रहा है, मोनाको अरे इतना भी ठीक ठाक नहीं है। अब मेरे को नींद आने लगी, कहाँ तक पहुंचे हम लोग? और एक टर्न है, हाईवे, हाईवे, जल्दी भगाओ। सिटी से बाहर निकालना पड़ेगा ऐसा, मतलब खंडाला, खंडाला के इधर से जैसे निकलते हैं हम लोग हाईवे में, पैसा हो गया। अरे ट्रैफिक तो नहीं है, इसका आवाज है, कौन हॉर्न बजा रहा है? ओहो हो, आज नथिंग शेड्यूल, थर्सडे ना आज, फिर भी वार्म वार्म अप तो रहेगा ना आज, थर्सडे का वार्म अप वो लाइव रहते हैं। 12 बजे, अरे यस 12 बजे वार्म अप, वीकेंड वार्म अप देखेंगे लाइव। यस सर, यस सर, प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस भी हो गई
At
है।
the roundabout, take the second exit.
वार्म अप का टाइम फिक्स नहीं रहता ना, ऐसा सुना, इसलिए वो शेड्यूल नहीं
Exit
करने को
now.
मिलता। फ्राइडे का वो सेम रहता है, मतलब एग्जैक्ट, तो गाड़ी बाहर रहती है, वार्म अप में गाड़ी नहीं थी बाहर रहती, नॉलेज कुछ मिलेगा वैसे।
At the roundabout, take the first exit.
रुक रहे बरिंदर, मेरे को
Keep
बाहर
right.
निकलना।
Exit now. Keep left.
भाई जस्ट स्पीड लिमिट इधर लगा है, जा रहा मैं, क्या कर रहे हो तुम लोग? तो एक हाथ में मोबाइल देख रहा हूँ, एक हाथ में गाड़ी चला रहा हूँ, क्या दो ही तो कॉन्फ्रेंस हुआ है और क्या है। 2020 क्या है? अरे भाई सर क्या बोला अभी, बार ग्रांड प्रिक्स। वीकेंड वार्म अप में कुछ खास नहीं रहता, तो ये हमको F1 का देखना है। हाँ 12 बजे ही चाहिए।
Joining us,
Keep right.
right? Nico Hulkenberg on the left, Valtteri Bottas in the middle, and George Russell. Right, very warm welcome to you all. George, why don't we start with you? A lot elements. Just how are you and Mercedes feeling ahead of the first race? I think there's just an element of excitement going to the first race. I think it's a much
At the
better
roundabout,
pre-season
take
than
the
we've
second
had.
exit.
There's no items on the car that have been of major worry to us.
Exit now.
Expected competition is good, simulated current competition is good. And then things that we've failed with over the last 4 years. So, sort
Keep
of
left.
stopwatch
And then
things are
turn left.
working out as we. You mentioned unknowns. Just how many unknowns are there as we go into this one? There's a huge amount. I think there's a lot of questions around every start's a challenging topic. there's a lot of hurdles I think you can get tripped up by any small error, so there's no time to relax during a race during qualifying. It stops.
Turn
Because
left.
that once were quite straightforward parts of racing are now very complicated. However, to this point now, I think with the most amount of preparation possible, we're feeling in place. However, I'm sure the track things might be different. Many of your rivals have you down as tight favourite. What do you make of that? Not a lot. Yeah, it didn't change anything. I think there's a lot of chat around us, Mercedes, and take it as a compliment, I guess. However, you know, once the helmet's on and visors down, you're just flat out and you don't really think about any of this additional noise. Just take it race by race and see how we go. Thank you for that. Good luck to you, Valtteri. Let's come to you now. You have a huge amount of Formula One experience. Just how different is your new challenge with Cadillac to anything you've experienced before?
Sure, it's very different. Starting team. So yeah, it's been hard work. Lots of problem solving, but we've already made progress. Solved to the whole team being here, ready for race one, which I think already is incredible. So what the journey is only the start of it.
You've made great. As you say, just what objectives have you set yourself and the team for 2026?
Progress, that's the number one thing. We need to get better from the start of the year to the end of the year, which I hope we will. Like I said, we've had hard work already, but the hard work continues going. Yeah, with the new power units, with the cars, it's same kind of for everyone, but we have from scratch, so just need to keep going, keep getting better in all areas.
And on a personal note, you had to sit out 2025 as a reserve driver. Have you been feeling a little bit rusty behind the wheel?
I haven't actually. Held all right. Got plenty of testing. Much more testing than normally you get for the season, and I think those few test days I had along last year helped. Keep a feeling. But I have to say, actually, things are different. Like I never expected to be actually kind of happy to do a press conference. After 1 year off, it's like it's not bad. So yeah, different perspective now.
Long may that continue, Valtteri. Thank you very much. Nico, let's come to you. Another project for you with Audi. How are things progressing from your point of view?
Finding new route.
Well, we'll see this weekend now. We get the first real pointer. Season's been okay. I think we made good progress. At the same time, still a lot of room for improvement, and in many areas, still a young team, especially on the power unit side, obviously, and the only team out there with our package. Melbourne, it's a great track, different from Bahrain, so I think that could mix things up a little bit. But for the first time with these new cars, quali, especially the race Sunday, I think.
You describe the ambition
At the
inside
roundabout,
the team. Just what
take
does
the first
success
exit.
look like for you guys this year?
I think it's about also, to progress, to where we start, but then, to grow over the time of the year, to improve, to work on the package. We want to be competitive, we want to score points. What that means in numbers, obviously, we don't know. Having not done any race weekend running yet, I think the progression and how we look throughout the year, that's very important.
Let's move this to the floor. As ever, we will start with the broadcasters. Who's first, please? Dave.
From Sky Sports Airport. And welcome back, gents. 91 days since we last went racing, so it's good to get going again. Valtteri, as you're happy to be in a press conference, we're loving you.
Exit now.
George is far too modest to admit that he is the favourite. Who are your top three, with all due respect to Cadillac, drivers for the Drivers' Championship this year?
So hard to say that we haven't done a single race on testing. It's pretty hard to race one, so even teams, it seems like impossible to say. But if I have to get something now, I'm gonna say
straight.
Lance Stroll, Fernando Alonso, and what's Russell? So they're gonna be Aston.
Great to have you back in the press conference, Valtteri. Please,
Nelson Vogler for Viaplay. As last year was a season full of rookies, it seems that this year might be a season where experience counts. A season for golden oldies. Nico, Valtteri, George, if you feel experienced enough, how important is being experienced this season as a golden oldie?
As well, we're about to find out, I guess. But I wouldn't. Experience is nice to have, but it doesn't guarantee anything. You still need to always find the throttle pedal, feel comfortable and confident in the car. I think it's just about learning, adapting quickly. In these early stages of the season where everything is still so new. Of every driver and team is going to be huge. So I wouldn't just bank and you sit on the experience and expect that to sort everything out themselves.
Yeah, like I said, I think it helps for us in our team with two experienced drivers, and I think it's a good thing for a new team. Checo with both.
कितना टाइम लगाएगा ये गाड़ी? ट्रैफिक बहुत बड़ी है.
Help us.
Come on, George. Yeah, I mean, still feel pretty young, so I'm in the category yet, but there's a lot of youngsters on the grid. But like the guy said, it's there's so much different now. There's arguments for saying being experienced. There's a argument saying not having the experience and going in with an open mind and no previous experience of how it used to be is also good. But at the end of the day, the fundamentals are still the same. You're still going to go flat out around the corners and fastest driver come out on top. Okay, that's all. Next.
Hi, Mariana Beck from TV Global. From what you had to learn, or you're still learning, as you just said, George, what's a new skill that you have to drive these cars, or which skill you have to develop much more than you used to? Because this car is completely different. You have to have other of skills or more mental for each one.
Keep left, and then turn left.
I think we all work very hard on the technical side. Even in years gone by, you focus a lot on the tyre, or on the simulator or setup, how to get the most out of it. Now, it's just some added complexity of learning more about the engine and how the battery works on different tracks, how the power unit, the race starts with the turbos work. So I wouldn't really say it's a skill set necessarily, it's just you're learning new procedures. A couple of races in, these procedures will be quite ingrained within us all, and we'll talk about it much less.
Take the second exit.
I think the difference and managing where you use the deployment,
now.
how you strategize your move, whether it's about overtaking and not running out of battery at the wrong time. I think that's going to be the biggest thing when we see this first race.
Oh, okay. Next one.
It follows on from that, actually. It's more to do with how much more work you guys do you think you'll be having to do both in the car and outside of the car this season? Working more with your race engineers, studying every track, so it's completely new driver you'll be able to have. Is it more this year on the performance because of all the extra work you're going to have to do?
Everyone, make sure. Nico, let's start with you.
I think the work in the car is probably similar. It's then, by doing, and then as we go, there's still a lot of unknowns, a lot of question marks. But I think, as a driver, you always have, quite a central and significant role with how you do things, how you operate, how you, back to the team, which direction you steer into. So no doubt it's going to be intense. It's going to be busy, especially these early couple of races are a bit more bit more intense.
On the 2025 season, and Lando Norris is world champion for the first time. New era of Formula One away. New cars, new engines, and challenges, and all stopping in Melbourne. So exciting.
History was made. New rules bring new opportunities. It's waiting. The team is to stop. Racing to resume. 5, 4, 3.
In numbers for one of the most anticipated Ferrari car. Samurai has raised no full count out Red Bull, and with 2 rules, maybe going to see a stake up on track. His volume is very unpredictable, most importantly, the Formula. Hello and welcome to a very sunny Albert Park. I am Betty Glover. Alongside me for this one is 2 very sweaty Formula One drivers, former Formula One drivers, Joe Palmer. I have no more. So, Grand Prix winning strategist in Muscat. Hello, are you excited?
I'm excited. I feel like so much to unpack.
At the roundabout, take the
Right
first
into it.
exit.
You were at testing in Bahrain with us. Any sort of insights that you
Let's go, guys. Let's
the
go.
rules have changed. The race to some of them as well and truly started. You can see something of a beginning of a order. Top 4 teams: Mercedes at Red Bull, Ferrari, McLaren look to be out in front. Behind them, rest of the midfield, really difficult to rank all the rest of the teams. Just have to wait and see.
Yeah, we're going to find out. I think Saturday qualifying is highly anticipated. Everyone can't wait for it. Juan Pablo, hello. You've been wandering around this paddock today, haven't you? What do you make of it? Is there a sense of anticipation building?
It is very interesting because one side of the paddock people like sun, they're all chilling and people running in and out of the garages non-stop. It's crazy. I think there's a lot of work to be done still. I think people feel like they want to be 100% prepared, but there's so much stuff going on. And, you know what I mean? I think that makes it a little hard. I think it's by tomorrow, everything's going to settle. You know what I mean? Once the first session starts, people are going to, okay, now we can get into a rhythm and get the stuff going.
When you were a driver back in the day, were you just so excited to get back? Was this Thursday almost like a bit annoying?
The first time I did it, it's stressful. You feel so out of place. You don't know where you're supposed to be. You don't know where you want to stand, where you want to do. And that first practice, you don't want to be that first guy that goes soft. You know what I mean? It's like first few laps, even on sort of miles and simulator and things, when you got on that first session, the track is dirty and everything. Just let it come. I think that's where the maturity and the guys that have done it longer, they've done it better, but if you guys are young,
Exit now.
that first session, you know, you think you need to make an impression and you've done it.
But Jolien, I feel like this season more so than ever, it's going to be like that for the drivers, right? How challenging is it going to be for them driving in these new cars, new regulations? There's so much change.
So intense, even before the guys. It's not like it's full time when you come back. You've been away from testing so far this year, more than in recent years. But no one knows the pecking order. No one knows how things are going to unfold. And this year, more than ever, as you say, the regulations, the cars have changed so much. So how you drive it, how they track will be different, liability will be different. And more than anything, the racing on Sunday will be different because we've not got DRS, we've got a different way to overtake using the battery more. So it's all so new for everyone. It's feel there's a palpable excitement.
At the roundabout.
Oh, well, yeah, good way of describing it. I think from a strategist point of view, it's actually really interesting because no one really knows what to predict. No one really knows what's going to happen. So as a strategist, how do you prepare for that?
Well, racing is a relative exercise, first off. So it's not about knowing everything. It's knowing everything a little bit better than the other 10 teams now. We've got 11. So from driver's perspective, from engineer's perspective, it's all about being there when it matters. And of course, first race, key, reliability. Last time we had this big rule change was 2014, when only 11 cars finished the race. Everyone except poor Jensen Button finished the race, got a point. So best strategy, finish the race, then trying to optimize, understand the regulations. What's going to be the key factor? Is it overtaking? Is it going to be the tyres, the energy? Everyone's going to be using those practice sessions again.
So many changes, so many questions as well. If you're sat at home and you're wondering, what is happening in 2026? Don't worry, everyone. Alex Jakes is coming back.
Welcome back to Formula One and a new season brings some big changes to basketball. With new cars, teams, drivers, and circuits, here's what to expect in 20. On the technical side, this year sees the biggest shake-up in the smaller scene of the decade. New cars are smaller and lighter, and now adjusting their Asia, while on designated straight, they will have flattened. The drivers have to set up the backing to wheel. Overtake mode, which assists driving backing in 1 second of the car ahead, and the boost button, giving drivers access to maximum power in the attack or defense. While at the heart of these cars remain a 1.6 litre hybrid power unit, there is now roughly a 50 split for combustion and electrical energy. And this year, engines run on advanced sustainable fuels for the first time. We welcome an 11th team to the 6 race-winning drivers Sergio Perez and Valtteri Bottas representing Cadillac, their first season in the sport. Gabriel Bortoleto and Nico Hülkenberg now race under the colours of the British Arvid Lindblad with Liam Lawson at Racing Bulls. September was the new circuit. Second home racing season for Fernando Alonso and Carlos Sainz. With all these new changes to look forward to in drive for Formula One in 20.
नया सर्किट आ गया इस
He's not bad, is he, that Alex Jakes? Jolien Farmer, Mercedes came into testing as sort of pre-season favourites. Is that where you've still got them?
It's where I've got them currently. It's where most of the Alex who've still got them to be, but we really don't show that much of that already in qualifying runs. They didn't really long runs either, so it's just a sort of feeling that car looks good on the circuit. George Russell, basically when he hit the ground running on the second test, so the last time we ran these cars, we had 3 days. From the moment he started to the end of that test, the car was completely transformed, and that's from the form team. So if George is saying that, then you imagine Mercedes, who already had a good run, they're really starting to pull away. Got loads of laps in. I think
there's a lot of chat in testing about sandbagging, and a lot of people were sort of accusing Mercedes have maybe done that. Do you think we're going to see even more from them this weekend?
Well, the reality is sandbagging a performance that you show in testing is a competitive ultimate performance is something that we've done in Formula One since the start of time. I'm not just looking at you when I say the start of time. But one is just we put on a lot more sensors that make the car heavier. Two, we don't run those power units in their top peak moments. We need to tune everything before we do it. There's a lot of things to sign off. And then three, tactically, it makes sense to hide some of your performance. Now, teams, whatever they say, nobody knows. I've spoken to every top strategist in this day, and we can all agree nobody knows what the ranking is in the top four. You're thinking about in a qualifying session, trying to predict a cut-off, which we try and do to 1/10, 18 minutes when we know absolutely everything. Across 3 days, when we don't know anything, 10 grams of fuel is 3/10. It's all to play for. Hiding your performance makes it harder for your opposition to get ahead.
Well, you say nobody knows about this top four. Nobody knows the pecking order. Juan Pablo, I feel like you've got a little bit of an idea. You've been walking around this paddock with a little bit of swagger. Tell us what you think.
At the roundabout.
Honestly, everybody, as you said, everybody thinks Mercedes is up there. The car looks really comfortable.
Exit now.
Max and Red Bull. I think they're a lot quicker than people think they are. You know, my money at the start of the year is still, I think, on Mercedes. But something that this year is going to bring is because the cars are so different. Is who brings the upgrades and who has the upgrades that work? Because we've seen through the years is look at last time Aston when the last package started, they were in the podium. When we were done with regulations, they were probably the worst car on the grid. So whoever the aero matches what they're doing in the wind tunnel and their simulations, and they can put it on the car and behave the same way, well, that would be a big advantage. McLaren's done that the last few years, and that's why they got really good. Mercedes kind of figured it out at the end of last year. Everybody's talking done a good job with that. So it's all to play for. For me, one of the things with the sandbag is bad is you're not pushing everything to the limit. The cars, you don't know how reliable the car is. Yes, you don't want to show how fast you are, but at the end of the day, so close to the first race that you don't want to shoot yourself in the foot. You don't want to be Mercedes thinking that they have enough.
Keep left.
As soon as they bring the car up to full power and everything, you start coming out with no vibrations and new things, and the car falls apart in the race. That would be a disaster.
Mercedes have actually been themselves and said, yeah, we're in fault. We're one of the 4 teams, but we've not been bulletproof testing. Some of the testing stop the power unit issue on
इस बार देख रहे हैं एस्टन मार्टिन को देख रहा है Honda इस बार रेड बुल को नहीं देख रहा है
and I still don't quite understand sandbagging.
Audi को ही देख रहा है
I agree with you. You want to see the driver, you want to be in. I want to see what this car's like on 5 kilos of fuel. I want to see all new. I want to see what it's like when you're hustling in low fuel, soft tires, because you turn up, you expect to do it straight away.
It's like when you're not pushing the car, it's gonna drive good, it's gonna feel great, but as soon as you push it, and you're gonna start finding problems, all the instability that we didn't have, the lack of when you put the full power, we have the great traction, where's the traction one?
Yeah.
Well, somebody, one of the drivers on the grid today, is hoping to have a better season than he had last season. He is, of course, this man,
Cadillac को भी sponsor Ferrari कर रहा है.
Which is
Ferrari को भी Ferrari की
speaking at
नहीं था.
I know it's early days, we haven't even turned a wheel here in Melbourne, but can we talk about goals for the season for you? What's a realistic ambition goals to win?
That's what of course everyone's working towards, every team is, but that's our goal, is to maximize on every opportunity, to be lean, to be
Mercedes इतनी famous है ना भाई,
fighting
हमें लगता है कि
in the top group,
podium नहीं लाती, पर sponsor ज़्यादा है,
particularly quick, and
engine
I'm not really sure whether or not we've seen the full unleashed Red Bull yet, so it's really, really exciting, but I know that whatever the case, I feel like I've got a great group of people behind me who are head down, focused on bringing performance and really maximizing from every weekend.
Julian, Lewis Hamilton has made no bones about it. He is here to win in his 20th season in Formula One, which is just so ridiculously impressive, isn't it? A lot of positive chat about Lewis and possibly his style suiting the car. What do you think?
I mean, let's hope so. For sake, he never quite got on top of the ground effect generation of regulations that we had from 2022, nor did Mercedes or Ferrari, so the teams that he was with, it would never top car. But I felt like it's always never quite a one with it, which has been the rest of his career. So this generation of car, they have no such. They're not planted on the track as they were. Tunnels where you want it low as possible. So we're braking the car, we've got more braking than to the driver, and I think that aspect will help Lewis. I think he's sometimes into some of the big stops. Maybe not necessarily one of Lewis's great strengths. He loves to attack the brakes really hard. Loves a stable front end. A stable rear end. So these cars, when we saw Charles Leclerc testing, really hustling the Ferrari, dancing it, the rear end coming out, I feel like it's a car that maybe suits Leclerc more, maybe to Verstappen more for that sort of reason. We will see. Maybe it will be better for Lewis. There's arguments for and against.
Pablo, what do you think about that? Do you think maybe Charles Leclerc, this could be his season finally?
I think the big thing for Lewis, I don't know, I'm not sure where Ferrari stands on the pecking order, but the big thing for Lewis, he needs to find a way to beat Charles. He needs to move Ferrari along and focus on the you get to a point that when you're in a team, all the development and everything is going to go to focus on fastest. So you need yeah, absolutely. But I think he needs to make sure inner group, like group on his side of the garage, work extra hard and they're committed as he is. I think that's the driver that people underestimate how good of a job you do with the people in your garage and how
Ruth, we spoke a lot about development earlier, and sort of knowing that teams will be developing throughout the season, so we might not get the full picture on the first race of this season. McLaren are known for developing throughout the season. They're very good at it. Greg Stella, their team principal, said that they're probably going to be slower to start with, and then they'll build into this season. What do you make of that?
I think it's like a great line. It gives you a carte blanche to the start of the race. The reality is that McLaren did not look, all right fastest in the test because none of the cars did. And coming off the back of a very, very successful era where won their first constructors championship, drivers championship in 25-26 years, it's huge impressive what they've done. But it's reset now, and they are a customer of Mercedes. How are you? Saturday, Sunday. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, everything, we've seen time and time again. It's all about the absolute minute details, and they don't come in as favourites. Which is exactly what happened the last time we were there, all the regulations, which was 2014, when we just come off the back of the Red Bull dynasty, where we had Sebastian Vettel beat everyone, including me, at Ferrari. They come to winter testing and they do 8 laps on day one, and then they don't win the championship. It's Mercedes with Lewis Hamilton at the helm, the team that gets on top of it. We see resets time and time again.
I think what one said earlier on as well is important for McLaren. Instead of regs, rather starting from zero here. So, like I said, George was mentioning that the race 3 days of testing. There's 24 races in the season. So even we're talking about Melbourne, who's going to be favourite this weekend. Russell is the Ferrari. Verstappen, plenty in the mix, but that's not necessarily going to be there. The last it's a record of bringing past the car, finding performance. The correlation between what goes on at pace, putting that performance then from the wind tunnel from the CO to finding output on the car, it's unrivaled. That won't. So finding it way. important. Mercedes have been scratching, not necessarily able to find solutions to their issues. So you do wonder if that is why Andrea Stella is sort of saying, we're not necessarily there at the start.
He used a football analogy, actually. He said he's going to sit back and defend, and then he'll come on the counter-attack. So, there we go. Juan Pablo, let's talk about Lando Norris. Comes in, reigning world champion. Do you think that will add more pressure to him? Like, I've got to defend my title, or does it ease the pressure?
I think the start of the season eases the pressure. Especially the way McLaren explained the pressure. I think the pressure is going to be within the team, where I think Oscar is going to be a big fight to see who can come up on top of each other. And I think that's is very healthy for the team because they push each other really hard. The question everybody will ask is, because he won the championship, is he going to be kind of too chill? Or is he back to 100% focus of that hunger of him winning?
Well, you mentioned Oscar Piastri there. Let's hear from him now, because I am sure he is going to have a lot of hunger. He is going to want to come here on that redemption journey. Here he is.
Well, Oscar, here we are, another season kind of dusted. You know what kind of car you've got for the first race. What is the mood for you and the team right now?
It's probably a little bit different to what it did 12 months ago. I think we're in the mix, and I think the rate of progress from everyone at the moment is still very fast. So, I think what looked good at the start of testing looked very funny, most likely. So, definitely not at the top.
Yeah, it's a long way to go. It's a long old season.
Yeah, definitely a lot more experimentation for everyone. I'm sure a lot more things that are just different from how we've run things before. So, pretty rapid.
And also, not home soil, having experienced what it's like to be an Australian in the Australian Grand Prix.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it a lot. It's obviously more running, hopefully, than it ever has been, which is nice. And support I've spent more pro over the last 12 months in particular.
Already was drinking most of it.
I'll looking myself as a kid.
Give it already more than
myself.
that.
So, more so than you.
And it's obviously a proper home race because you grew up just down the road from there. Just how special is that every time you go back?
It's always nice. In the off season, often just driving from places. I drive through Albert Park or around Albert Park, so it's always interesting seeing it constructed and it says a public road, but it's still the only track I've driven.
Wow.
So, it's always cool to go back and drive.
Just missed out on pole there last year. Just what's it going to take for you to get back in the fight this year?
We will have a lot more competition than we did 12 months ago. I think I learned a lot of lessons and proved to myself
so much new with the cars this year and this closeness to top four at the moment. How do you think that changes things, the approach to the race day?
Melbourne's going to be
turn right and then continue straight.
As compared to what we've had previously. Melbourne, I think,
go straight.
From what we've been used to, but that's going to present a lot of opportunity, both good and bad. Body on Friday in Melbourne.
If you do have a car to fight for the championship, you reckon you can do it?
I think we can, yeah. It was close last year. Feeling confident for another attempt.
Not bad. Love seeing a confident Oscar Piastri there. Juan Pablo, what do you make of his chances? A big chance to come here and redeem himself after a disappointing season.
Well, don't worry. I don't know how good McLaren is going to be. You know what I mean? That's the million-dollar question. Are they going to? Yes. But honestly, as we've been talking about, we can't back it.
Oh, no.
Right And
Barca.
teams like learn where Mercedes developed everything. That's going to make a big, especially everyone. So we'll see.
An Australian has never won here at Albert Park, so it would certainly be a massive story. Now, we've gone through the top four, the same top four pretty much from last season, so that's the same. But there are a lot of changes in the grid this season, including brand new teams, one new rookie. So let's go to the two guys who are definitely not rookies around here. In fact, they know their way around this paddock very well. Alex James and Lawrence Barretto.
Thank you very much, team. Welcome down to the start of the era. Folks, and back Lawrence Barretto, who are gearing up for their first ever Grand Prix. And it's important to say they're starting completely from scratch.
Yeah, fair play to them. On the grid, and all American.
Ready to turn.
They found out a year ago we'd definitely got on this grid. Building up until that point to grow a team, to get a factory up and running in the UK, building one in America as well, and to get those people gelling together to produce a race car that shake them.
इधर भी पोर्ट है हमें किधर जाना है
was a phenomenal achievement. They took a car, they got a lot of mileage on the board there. They had people up and down this paddock kind of taking a look at their car inside the garage going, oh, there's some nice details on there. And for them to kind of come here with upgrades as well really puts them in a really good spot for what's going to be their first ever Grand.
What would be the best of that?
Well, they've got Sergio Perez and Valtteri Bottas, who've got 500 Grand Prix between them. So they've got a lot of experience under their belt, but they've got a team that's very new, hasn't really gelled together yet. So I think constant progress, you know, consistently bringing upgrades to try and keep up. Despite how they were saying earlier. And I think it's trying to take their opportunity. So, you know, have that point if they can. Fight for that 10th place if you're in that tight battle. And hope that at the end of the year you've shown a better progress report than you had at the start of the year.
Makes sense. Let's move to Audi. So a new name, wonderful to have Audi in Formula One. But they're not starting from scratch. They're taking over the Sauber entry. It's been known by various different brands through years. Where do you see them after Bahrain testing, and how do they approach their first Grand Prix in Formula One as the Audi marque?
You're right, a little bit different because they had a chassis facility in the old Sauber team already up and running. They created a new engine base in Neuburg in Germany, and that's a massive challenge to create power units in this regulation. So for them to then fuse those together, a big challenge, which is why I was so impressed that they were the first car out in shakedowns this year. They bring an upgrade package to Bahrain testing, and it looks like a very slick operation. They really pushed the detail, James Key, the technical director there. And then they were really developing very well through pre-season testing, to the point where Gabo Bortolino was so pleased with the effort of the team coming here, even though they know they're going to be a challenge.
It will be interesting to see how they go. We have one rookie start of 2026, 6th place in Formula 2 last year. Arvid Lindblad, British driver, he comes in having lost a couple of drivers who don't have seats. How do you think a 18-year-old approaches his first Grand Prix?
He's got a lot of confidence, and I like that confidence in this sport. But Redmond thought that he'd had this experience coming to Formula 1 for a long time now, so he's got to deliver on that promise. He had a really strong pre-season. Like most rookies only get one test, right? He got 3 of them. He was the driver that had the most laps in a single day on that final day of testing in Bahrain. So he's better prepared than any rookie has really been in the last few years. And when I talked to Alan May, team boss, he really respects the job that he's done over the last couple of weeks since he's joined that team and been in behind the wheel. So I'm expecting a lot from him. That racing ball, it looked good. Yes.
Yeah, he is a very talented driver. See the driver's talent in mixed conditions, he's excelled in Formula 3 and Formula 2. And that completes your new roundup. Back to you, Betty.
Lovely stuff. Thanks, guys. Very much enjoying how Lawrence's top sort of blended into the carpet there. Jolien, let's talk about Albert Park then and this track, because we know that, you know, drivers are going to face different challenges depending which track they're at. So how do you think Melbourne's going to be?
Well, I think Oscar explained it pretty well that this is probably going to be the most different to the first race. So for anyone watching last year's program in the web, the dry run to this year, I think will be big changes. So we're going to have a look. And exactly what because there are so many long straights and fast corners. There are 5 break zone. So that's down towards turn 3. Big braking zone. So this would be a chance to try and recharge the battery. You want to get that charge as well as possible, but you're still going to struggle.
Go straight.
Right. Back out through zone 5. Have a straight zone now towards 6. It's already hustling for the throttle, sweeping flat out. Corners with a bit of a symmetry you can measure on it. Hold that. You see that speed building, you went way beyond 300. Sort of ramping down, harvesting a bit of energy into towards turns 9 and 10 here. Super quick, it's barely a feather off the throttle in turn 10 and went straight back on it for another long period of full throttle. So how are you going to recharge the battery? You're going to have time. One of the toughest circuits you're going to have on the calendar. Flat out through tricky braking zone there. This one 14, turn 3, hard front. Harvesting, they're going to be the keys as well as the braking zones. And then right, so we saw also, Betty, in testing how many front lockups there were in Bahrain. The driver said that's okay, but we've got runoffs. You just saw there, not many nice runoffs here, so there's so many challenges for them.
Okay, so it could be interesting then. How would you approach this as a former Formula One driver?
Well, I think the interesting part is I think that they're going to have a baseline. I think the biggest thing for me that people are not talking about is how are you going to manage the energy when you're in traffic. I think advantage is right and find a way to sacrifice the speed somewhere. And I think somebody's going to figure it out better than everybody else. Everybody says, oh no, it's very straightforward. And then somebody comes out with something completely different and you go, we didn't see that coming. And I think that is going to make a big difference, especially at the beginning. And I think the drivers are going to play a big part of it. You know, when you're a driver and you see some feel things the engineers don't feel and don't see, they're so focused on numbers, and you go, you know, here, for me, especially when I'm in traffic, I don't need to deploy as much because I don't need to get close, and I'll be better obviously than somewhere else and things like that. And so I think the drivers are going to play a part of how they manage the energy.
That's part of the fun, I think. You've got the drivers trying to work out the best way. We're standing. No one knows what the best way is going to be. They all have their ideas. Someone will have a different one, right one on Sunday. And as I mentioned, you know, the sort of derating and harvesting the corners. Harvesting on the brakes is really tricky. But what that's going to mean Saturday, sort of quirky looking qualifying in some ways. What do you think? Sunday, we'll have loads of opportunity to do exactly what one's talking about. Strategies in terms of energy and trying to overtake places that we haven't seen before.
From a strategy perspective, then, what would you do if you were going to this race?
First off, fire him as a driver because he said the engineer should. You're out of the car.
That's not surprising.
With an eye, yeah. It's all about that. The thing is, there's 11 different views of the race right now because you can only really simulate or plan for the race the way that you see it. It's a bit like, you know, we live on Earth, so we see the world like Earth. Aliens might look a bit like us. They probably have us with 12 heads, for example. So as soon as you get some meaningful running, you have to update in the race. And that is going to be part of it. And it's going to be teams that work with drivers. Use the 300 cents of the Formula One.
I would love to have seen you two back today.
My boss used to be his race engineer, so we'll have words later. But it's all about that, right? It's about having a plan, ready to adapt and actually build something that's a bit robust to the unknowns. You know, typically we see go for a one stop rather than a two stop. Don't expose yourself to boxing behind someone that you might get stuck.
You talk about having a plan, Ruth. Here is your plan, everybody, for the weekend. Check this out. This is the schedule then, because Formula 1 2026 is well and truly back. So, here's what's coming up. We've got free practice 1 and free practice that starts tomorrow. On Saturday, FP3 is followed by qualifying, which is going to be ridiculously interesting. Slightly different format, Ruth.
Yes, we have an extra car. So we've got an extra team, 22 cars. The session times we're losing 6 in the first session, Q5, 6 in 2, we get our top 10 ship.
And then we've got the big one, the Australian Grand Prix on Sunday. We'll have all the build-up for it. Of course, as always, we'll round it off with the post-race show. Guys, remember, if you haven't already, follow the QR code that is going to appear on your screen any moment now. Sign up for F1 Fantasy and F1 Predict as well. Get your predictions in for the week for your chance to win a prize. I have done mine already, everybody, and I'm feeling incredibly confident.
Wow.
I know.
Wow.
Done yours?
I've taken to threatening drivers actually by saying, "I'm you, team, don't ruin it for me."
I don't know about that. Well, if you've done your F1 Fantasy.
Yeah, I did.
What's your name? I don't believe you've done it. I don't buy it.
I'm sorry, there.
Reliable narrators.
No, you don't know the name of the team.
I had done too, because I did it when we were in the call yesterday.
Before we wrap this up, everybody, I just want to say a massive congratulations to Laura Winter. She will be back. She will be back later on in the season, but she's spent time with her brand new baby boy, Alfie. So big congratulations to you, Laura, from everybody here on the ground and also back in Biggin Hill. Lovely news, isn't it, guys?
Fantastic, yeah.
Lovely stuff. Okay, well, we will see you tomorrow then for Free Practice 1 and Free Practice 2. Our first look at these 2026 cars in competitive action. Not want to miss anything. We'll see you then.
Well, it's like,
Keep left.
Welcome back, everybody, to our drivers' press conference from Melbourne. Group 2, we're joined left to right by Arvid Lindblad, Oscar Piastri, and Lewis Hamilton. Very warm welcome to you all. Let's start with the hometown hero, if we Oscar. So, McLaren have won the last couple of constructors' titles. Just how confident are you and the team of making it 3 in a row?
I mean, we'll have to wait and see. I think, you know, very different regulations set. I would be optimistic, very optimistic to say we're going to have the same form as we did here 12 months ago. I think we're somewhere towards the front, but I think from testing it kind of feels like Mercedes and Ferrari got a little bit on us and Red Bull, I would say.
Keep right.
But
then exit
you know, things
right.
are chopping and changing so quickly. Everyone learns and brings things to the car, so
Exit
we have to wait and see. But you know, I think last year we were coming here with very, very high hopes that we could achieve something special, and this year I think we can still have a good result, but to achieve the same kind of performance, we're going to have to find a bit more.
On a personal level, you've made big steps each off-season of your Formula One career. Do you think you've made another step going into 26?
Difficult to know. We've not started yet, but I think what's different this year obviously is the regulation reset, and I think you know, having some of the off seasons I've had previously and some of the things I've learned from that is definitely transferable into this year. But obviously some of the challenges and driving style that we're looking at what we've seen probably, but I'm confident that I can take another step forward, hopefully, just using the same kind of process as what I have the last season. See where we end up.
Now, you were competitive here last year. What would it mean to finally win at home?
What if I had $1 for every time I got asked that?
few dollars, Richard.
At the roundabout, take the first exit.
It would be really special, obviously. I think every driver wants to win the home race. That's no different for me. You know, having it as a season opener, always there's a larger element of the unknown there, but you know, I would love to win here. So if we've got the card to do it, then I'll be. If we don't have the card to do it, I'll be trying my absolute best to. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see what kind of performance we've got.
Thank you very much for that, Oscar. Now, Arvid, if we could come to you, please. Welcome to the FIA press conference. Now, you're the only rookie on the grid this year. Describe how you're feeling ahead of your first Grand Prix.
I'm feeling good. I mean, this is what I've been working towards my whole life. This was my goal, my dream when I started when I was 5. So the fact that it's coming true is obviously something I'm very excited for.
What aspect of the weekend are you looking forward to most?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to all of it, but probably the quality and the race a bit more, because that's where that's a bit more exciting.
How different does this feel coming into your first Grand Prix compared to anything else you've done in your career?
You have arrived at your destination.
It's a lot busier than to invest in. There's a lot more people in this room than I'm used to. There's more media. It's just a bit more everything. You know, in F1, everything's a step up. So it's a different vibe. There's a bit more going on. I'm just trying to stay focused on the important bit, which is the driving.
Well, let's talk a little bit more about that bit, the driving. The car proved reliable in testing. What was the biggest thing you learned?
I think for all of us, we're trying to get up to speed with these new regulations. Obviously, the car's different, tires different, but I think the biggest thing is the engine. And just with the energy, different techniques, the different ways you have to drive, trying to find sort of tricks, you know, with the team to get the most out of the package. I think that's the main thing that we're kind of working through and trying to get on top of.
All right, Ovid, thank you for that. Good luck this weekend. And Lewis, let's come to you now. Oscar said it himself, Ferrari looked to have a very solid pre-season. How confident are you and the team feeling coming into 2026?
Good afternoon. It's good to see everybody. It's great to be here. I've been here 20 years.
Let's go, guys. It's been a long time.
I would say
go easy, bro. Go easy.
Confidence thing. I think we got great mileage done in winter testing. An amazing amount of work has been done with from the team back at the factory, but also delivering on those tests, and learned a lot from last
we should
year.
purchase a truck
Really
in garage.
behind the bad and taking the hit was with the good. And I think we're just sharp. I think we're sharp, prepared, and we know what we need to do. We also know there's massive challenges for all of us with the new rules and regulations. So.
And this is your second season with Ferrari. Just how different does it feel coming into year 2? You know all the processes, you know the people in the team. How does that help you?
Massively different to the first year, and a much nicer feeling. I mean, having spent a year at the team, understanding the culture, finding ways of working together, and I think we're in a good place now together as a team. I feel very gelled with the team today, so yeah, I'm much happier.
I know it's early days, we haven't even turned a wheel here in Melbourne, but can we talk about goals for the season for you? What's a realistic ambition?
The goal's to win. That's what of course everyone's working towards, every team is, but that's our goal, is to maximize on every opportunity, to be lean, to be fighting in the top group, hopefully in the first races. We don't really know Mercedes look particularly quick. I'm not really sure whether or not we've seen the full unleashed Ripple yet, so it's really, really exciting. But I know that whatever the case, I feel like I've got a great group behind me. Head down, focused on bringing performance and really maximizing from every weekend.
Well, it's final one from me. You've already said it's your 20th season in Formula 1. You will have exceeded 400 starts by the end of this season. In all that experience, what's the greatest thing you've learned that you can pass on to Arvid now?
Firstly, I don't feel like this is my 20th year. I feel younger than ever somehow. I feel very fresh, and so whilst he says he's 18, I feel like I'm 18 as well. So it's all in the mind, and physically I feel great. So I don't know. I think sitting here in my first year, I think just enjoy it. I think, which is already probably doing. So it is being thrown into the deep end because all the commitments you have, and the circus is a while to get used to. But I think he's done a great job already through winter testing, and obviously deserves to be here. So I'm looking forward to seeing how he progresses, and I think also just there will be bad days, and just don't take it too heavily. Obviously you will, because you want to be competitive, but it's there's nothing you can do about the past. It's just how you move forwards.
Thank you for that, Lewis. Right, let's open this to the floor. We will start with the broadcasters. Who's first, please? Yeah, Rich.
Rich Brooks, Sky Sports F1. Lewis, if I can start with you. You mentioned you will have bad days. So we all watched the challenges of last year, but we've seen so much positivity from you on social media recently and over the winter break. Can you tell me what that's down to? Is it looking ahead to this car and what you knew? Was it getting away from the sport for a bit? Friends, family? Can you tell us where that's come from?
Combination of things. I think it's the break was really positive. It was my surroundings. It was the people that I was with. It's
your destination.
I mean, it's not my first rodeo, so it's understanding how to flip things, and it's not that easy to do each time. But I always talk about cultivating a positive mental attitude, and that's what I focus on my winter doing. And a lot of it came from training, so training hard from Christmas Day. Also knowing that I find it hard to believe in myself that I've put more work in than anyone around me. I believe in what I self, and rediscovering myself was really a big part of it as well. I think, as I said in one of my posts, I lost sight for a second of who I was, and that person's gone. So you won't see that person again.
Hi guys, Mariana Becker from TV Global. For the three of you, when you drove this car during rain and Barcelona, and also at the simulator, what did you realize, or what kind of skills that you realized that you have to develop more to be able to drive this car?
It's really just the deployment. It's the biggest part. The rest of it's all kind of familiar, but it's just the deployment is so challenging. It's different from track to track, and we probably also we won't know until we're thrown in the deep end in the race to understand that when we overtake someone, how it's going to affect us when we go to coming out of that corner. Managing it, I think, is going to be difficult. Some tracks you don't have to do lift and coast for a single lap, and in some places you have to do a lot of lift and coast for a qualifying lap. So there can be a big difference between 1 of a second. Don't lift in one corner, for example, turn 6 with turn 5 here, for example, you take it flat, or if you lift, has a massive effect, compound effect through the rest of the lap. You can do a good lap, but you could be the second down because of deployment stuff. So I think that's going to be the biggest challenge, is not only the drivers optimizing it, but the team being on top of it and delivering.
And I think, as Lewis kind of said, all the driving, setup, everything is, kind of optimized around getting the most out of the.
Hello guys, so it's time to go. Yeah, it's time to go. Yeah, किसी का मैसेज आया. Arturo Gomi, Arturo Gaming FF 8174. Hi, what's up, bro? स्ट्रीम की क्वालिटी अच्छी नहीं आ रही क्या? आ रही होगी ना शायद. क्वालिटी ठीक ठाक आ रही है।
क्वालिटी अच्छी नहीं।
मेरे मोबाइल में इतना गंदा क्वालिटी क्यों दिख रहा है? ब्रो व्हाट्स इज हैपनिंग ब्रो? वैसे आप बोलते नहीं होगा कैसे स्ट्रीम दिख रहा है? ठीक है, इतना भी बुरा नहीं है। देखते हो क्या होता है। इट्स गुड। गाइस चलो